And I think we're up. Hello, Hippocat. Hello, champion.
Yes, hello.
Ah, man. Fucking Doom crept up suddenly tomorrow morning. It's gonna start downloading. I decided not to preload it or anything because that's terrible.
Preloading sucks.
Right? Last time I think I only preloaded Mortal Kombat 11 and it was a pain. It took longer to like decrypt or whatever it's called.
Yes, exactly. Man, fuck this shit.
And
I guess it's
also,
fast if you have like a really good hard drive
yeah,
or SSD or something.
said I have a kind of passable internet and I should download something like Doom in like 3 hours at best, worst. I actually don't remember. I think it doesn't take that much more space than the original Doom 4 original. Well, Doom 4. I don't know. It's not gonna be like super huge. I should be able to download it like after I come from work. Cannot. What changed? I thought they opened everything to preloading. Even Steam offered me preloading earlier. I think today or yesterday maybe. Um, and I think some people on Doomworld have reported that they have in fact preloaded and are waiting for it to actually unlock. Either way, I should manage after I come from work. Just start downloading it immediately, and sooner or later it's gonna just like kind of in time for some streaming. Also, I kind of absolutely do not remember what the hell I was doing here because there's a fuck ton of save states and this third lake here that I started. Back in the day when I streamed this game, I only beat the first two lakes. And the third lake is gonna be a big responsibility, hello Asmati.
So what's up with Doom 64? They're gonna do like an extra episode for it.
I guess I don't really like care too much, but it's interesting. I'm gonna play it. Um, but I don't know. I don't trust Night Dive that much anymore, and I think it's Night Dive people making it, not like id or anyone relevant.
I tried the waffle. It was good.
Ah, the thing that you like had to resort to talking in Russian to describe last time. That thing
No.
or
I
what?
just had some waffles
Oh,
lying around for a while. And you
oh.
know, these are not like soft, cool waffles, but like the crunchy ones.
Well, the OG.
Yeah. And these ones, I don't really like most of them, but these ones are okay.
I like the
So
ones
this
with
is good.
vanilla. Vanilla is tolerable. When they put like chocolate in them, it gets a bit much. Though recently I bought some with like orange flavor and I enjoyed those. Anyway, oh no, preloading. No. Okay, yeah, champion. Yeah, no. But yeah, I don't know. I'll try immediately as soon as it loads. I'll launch it. I wonder if there's gonna be some benchmark type thing in there. I think I don't remember if the original Doom 4 had any sort of benchmark. It had extensive screen like info on rendering, and my favorite part that I learned while watching Total Biscuits, like initial impressions of it, is that the setting for the just the intensity, the amount of information they give you on screen when you hope like what was it like stats or something, what's it called, I forget, performance stats. It's like normal, a lot, quite a lot, and I don't remember normal names for that kind of thing, but the highest super like crazy amount of stats is called nightmare, so it's like nightmare FPS display on. That's quite great. But yeah, that makes sense, Kazmati. I well, also touchdowns probably gonna avoid because I'm gonna play it before he can. I think he bought it, but he is not gonna be able to play as much as I probably. I don't know. But I probably wouldn't be able to wait, and I've decided that I will stream my first blind playthrough. Probably on Nightmare, honestly. I don't care if it's gonna be annoying to watch me suffer without like
Android.
what.
Did you forget to change the game, or is this YouTube being a shit?
I think it might be YouTube being a shit because on my page here it actually says Game Super Black Bass. I don't know. Maybe I changed it after you opened the page or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think it could be better because the things that gave me the most trouble in Doom 4, apparently they have, well, I mean, it was guys with shields and the pinky demons, and you have the dash sideways that should help against pinky demons, and apparently the plasma gun like tears through the guys with shields now, or through the shields at the very least. So we'll see. And the developers really hyped up how much they're like trying to be challenging but fair and frustrating but fair, and I just cannot bring myself to do what essentially amounts to asking the game to remove some of the challenge.
Yes, Hazmatin. I'm going to install Doom Eternal on my dick,
Oh,
and I'm gonna play it on my dick
oh,
because my PC can't run it. Obviously.
don't stream that. I don't think you should stream that if you are going to do that. There's an Xbox One. Well, I mean, who plays that on? Why would you even? But yeah, right now we are fishing. So I would lower the volume a little bit here. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to do it with keyboard. But the funny part is, like, this music track, you can. Sounds normal, right? When I bring it down to 12, it fucks it up somehow. What the hell is this? I don't know what it does. I'm actually kind of curious if it's gonna be as fucked up lower. Yep. Well, I don't know. That's weird, but I'm gonna have to play at 13, I guess. Alright.
Yeah, hi Nero.
Hi Nero, yes. But yeah, I understand everyone who won't be in my streams because they want to play the game themselves. But as I said, I decided that I would rather just stream it immediately without waiting. And honestly, Touchdown, I love talking about shit with Touchdown, but when he comes into my streams with opinions, he posts like paragraphs in my chat, and I have to stop everything and read that, and I'd rather do that outside the game. Anyway, I'm gonna reload because the time is ticking and time is important in this game. No, champion, don't even, don't, no Toby Fox shit in this stream, please. I can tolerate anime, I can tolerate furry, I will not tolerate Undertale, Deltarune, or any of that crap. I know
What is Deltarune?
it's
Who
like
is Toby Fox?
some weird sequel to Undertale thing, I don't know. But I think the person who made the companion mod with those disgusting characters also made one with Isabelle, so that's kind of fun. You can like high five her, and she shoots people with a shotgun sometimes and does like smash moves. I don't know. I briefly watched the video and whatnot. What's even going on? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna fish. So apparently, this is still the same stats. No matter what I load, is the same level and whatnot. And this just has the best weather. Because some of the other save states with this lake, with these stats, it has like horrible storms and just fog, and I don't know the fish's behavior during that weather, but I kind of suspect that sunny weather is probably still gonna be best. I have to hold in the lily pads. Okay, so the trouble here is I don't remember anything about this game. Also, apparently I missed the lily pads because I came too close to the shore. Oh well. Oh, the wind's kind of shit though. So much downwards. I won't be able to catch someone who's laying low, like down at the distance. Oh well. The point. I know, champion. About faith, I don't have faith in anything. Okay, how do I? Okay, there's those buttons. But yeah, so the problem with this lake. And why I took so long to gather my will to sim. Okay, yeah, nothing's gonna be happening out here. Is that the first two lakes They're done in one round. And this one has 3 parts. And I don't remember if you get away in after the first and second parts. Basically what it means is that it's the length of 3 whole lakes. And only after the 3 lakes period will we learn if I have like adequate fish amounts. You know what, I think I've discussed this recently with other people in some Discord server. I kind of like hate on Undertale a lot. But it's kind of like with fish, and by fish I mean like eating fish, not this kind of fish. Is that the best? I don't think that's the best. No, that's some shitty ass useless fish. So I did play it, and I played a large portion of it in pacifist mode because I enjoyed actually. Mostly the bosses though. The regular enemies are boring. Fucking throw the thing. Throw the thing. I enjoyed like sparing everyone because I'm big softy. Oh, okay, at least I didn't lose the thing. But I kind of got frustrated with Asgore, spoilers, when apparently you cannot fuck off. You cannot spare him, and I did not even try attacking. And I couldn't do anything. I had some guesses as to how to proceed, and nothing worked. Jesus, what the hell is going on? And then I looked it up, and apparently you do have to just kill him, even though you're doing the whole playthrough pacifist. And I got pissed off by that. And also, like parts of that game, I was less than impressed by. I liked the mini games for the combat. I liked some of the music, and I liked just like the feeling of sparing all the horrible monsters that are actually decent people. But I didn't get really deep into character drama because I don't care about that kind of stuff most of the time. Okay, that's a good fish. No. Come on. Alright.
I'm only mildly interested in Undertale because I've seen some hot fan arts of Godmom.
Oh,
what's her name? I
she's
don't
the
know.
most boring character. I don't even remember. Something real. Well, at least it's not like that Triceratops nerd scientist in a lab coat. She just looks like a frumpy, fat, I don't know, hunchback.
Anyway, I don't really have an opinion. I guess I could play it, maybe, but I don't really care enough. And also saying like, oh, like the fan base ruins it for me. It's just kind of silly, because no matter what kind of fan base anything has, like the product itself doesn't change because of the fan base.
Well, I mean,
You can
clearly.
just fucking ignore annoying people and enjoy things.
Also, I think
You
this
know,
is not
it
actually.
is allowed.
This is not as big a fish as I thought. But yeah, for me, when I don't care about something, and there's people everywhere just like singing praise and orgasming about it, that makes me just so annoyed that I start hating it, kind of like by reflex. And what I don't do is I don't go and like on the forums and talk about how bad the game is, but I kind of like meme about how much I hate it. And that's just my limit. Yeah, also I'm pretty, yeah, regarding the Doom guy thing, I am 99.99% sure it's gonna be the same guy, because 1 to 64 leads up to 4 quite nicely, though you will have to accept some sort of timeline or dimension shit. But actually, if you've avoided all spoilers, I'm not gonna say anything. I think this is the same environment, so there's not gonna be any... Oh, there was a fish. Okay, that's a big fish. That's a good fish. But yeah, I think they might be going with the thing. I think the customization of the Slayer and some other things they're explaining, like, hey, there's a clash of all dimensions, like Slayer, I don't know. I've just glimpsed at the leaked art book, which felt reasonable because it's not like it's gonna have all the levels and whatnot, and it's not like things it has are gonna be exactly like it has them. Dude! Okay, yeah, I still have rewind. I'm going for my sanity. I'm gonna use like pussy tools in this. I don't know if this fish is capable of actually snagging this close to the boat, but I think this might be the bigger fish. Alright, no. I just needed to press more buttons. Yeah. Also, I really want, like... Oh yeah, this is a big fish. This is gonna take like half an hour to catch this shit. I really want it to be the same dude. Because otherwise Doomslayer is a boring, like, nothing character. But if it's the same guy who just evolved into that after going through everything and more off screen, that makes him actually a character. Okay, I hope he doesn't like drag me off screen or something. It's like that. Ooh. Also, before anyone suggests, I'm not gonna select that fucking unicorn costume for Doomslayer. I'm gonna pick the classic as soon as I unlock it. However, I don't know how to unlock any suits. As soon as I get the classic Doom Guy skin, I'm just gonna pick that. Because I don't really like the... Ooh, I'm gonna get stuck under a little bit. No? Okay, no. I don't really like the new suit. I think it has too many things jutting out of it, too many weird little thingamabobs like bolts and whatnot, and it's just over-detailed like hell. Over-detailed? Over-detailed. I hope the OG, I haven't looked too much at it in action, but I hope that suit doesn't look dumb as hell. Because I think the OG suit in Quake Champions looks really bad. In Quake Champions, back when I played it a little bit, I wanted to grind and get the Doom 3 skin in full. Until then I was playing as BJ Blazkowicz, but then they ruined BJ Blazkowicz for me with fucking Wolfenstein New Colossus, so I can't enjoy Wolfenstein anymore. Yeah, there's the customization trailer, and there's meme shit in this game, basically. There's like the Revenant skin with the trumpets instead of rocket launchers. And the Doom guy has a white like hoodie that looks like a unicorn. Well, I mean the hood is like a unicorn head with a horn. And it's white and pink. I'd rather... You know what I would love in terms of meme shit? Like, I don't really care for all the meme shit. I wish Doom was more serious. Even though, like, a lot of people make arguments that Doom was never serious, but to me, all Doom was always like Doom 3, kind of. And Doom 3 is ridiculous in places, but not as much as... Not even remotely as much as the new ones. Though Doom 4 did have a good tone to it, I think. I hope Eternal doesn't go too far. But the one kind of meme stuff that I would enjoy is if they actually acknowledge the whole Animal Crossing Isabelle thing and put something... Ooh, they... Okay, no, I'm in control again. And put something in the game, some hint, but Nintendo would have to support that, I don't know. Would be weird. But, you know, I don't...
Didn't the first Doom come out on Switch or something?
Yeah. It runs at like
So
30
I guess
FPS.
Nintendo could be potentially on board.
Well, I mean, yeah, What's the deal with me not being able to even... Okay, there we go, there's some strength. There is like all the Dooms on Nintendo. The Eternal is gonna come out on Switch. There's ports of all the old Dooms on Switch, which I am playing a lot. And obviously there is Doom 64, which is a Nintendo exclusive. Well, no longer. It's gonna be on PC soon, but still. And of course the SNES Doom port was a thing, so Doom Guy and Doom have a lot of history with Nintendo. Doom wasn't even censored, unlike Wolfenstein on SNES. But they didn't put any like fucking Link costumes or anything like that in Eternal. Like they did in Skyrim and some other games ported there. First, yeah, the first two, and you can play a bunch of other WODs there, such as Final Doom, Sigil, and that previously exclusive level set for Xbox 360 port, I think. No Rest for the Wicked, which is alright if you play it on the Switch. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo, there's one thing to just agree to have its game on your system, which is not a big deal, but it's quite a big deal to have, like, a game for children character, or game for all ages character be acknowledged or referenced in such a game as Doom Eternal. I don't think that could ever happen, but I would love if it happened. Okay, no, I'm not stuck. Collision with the thing in this game that I'm actually playing, is occasionally weird, but you just got to feel the quirks. Oh, that's a big fish. I hope it's a bass. That last one didn't take as long as I was afraid it would, and wasn't as hard. The hardest thing is when they start swaying in weird ways. I have no idea what to do, because then they have a chance of just letting go. And of course, when they jump out, you need to completely stop doing everything, because your line pressure is gonna increase dramatically and snap if you don't let go immediately. But I have good enough reaction time, I think, for that. No Rest for the Living. Oh, I've been calling it No Rest for the Wicked, but I think I've only been mentioning it to like Hippocat and nowhere else, so I've not shamed myself too much. Hell Revealed. I don't really care about Hell Revealed. I would like them to port Butt Sex as 1 and 2. And that's pretty much it. I don't care about anything else. Ah! It's kind of weird, like, there I was mistakenly... I guess this fish is just so cool. Because I'm pressing buttons, you can hear the sounds, but my triangle doesn't even move. As if I'm not applying any force. But yeah, Doom 64, you can pre-order it, and you can get it if you buy Eternal on Switch, I guess? But I pre-ordered Eternal on... I mean, if you pre-order Eternal. Can I get it on Switch if you pre-order... I don't even know if you can pre-order Eternal on Switch yet. Basically, I pre-ordered Eternal on Steam, of course, so I will get it on Steam, I think. But I might buy it on the Switch just because all the other Dooms are really fun to play on the Switch. It, like, really takes me back to the SNES Doom days, with this kind of limited controls, accuracy, and a limited amount of levels available to play. That makes all... Ah! What the fuck was that? I do not accept that. That was a glitch. Just because I'm off screen doesn't mean you can just snap my shit like that. There, when you don't have all the levels available, it makes what you have... Oh, master levels as well, I forgot. It makes everything you have more important, like when you had like 3 cartridges as a kid. And there was never gonna be a way I probably would care or enjoy master levels if I didn't play them on the Switch. I've only beaten like a couple, but I've enjoyed doing that. Okay. Ah. Yeah, Doom 64 is gonna be interesting. I don't remember the last time I played it. Much earlier than that one time Hippocat streamed it. Long before that I think I played it last. Of course there was this CV11 video about it. Okay, when it does that. Holy shit, okay. When it does that kind of maneuver, there's 2 kinds. That's one of them. I don't know how to handle that. But apparently I did it well enough, because it didn't let go of me. And it's tiring out. I guess it's my stats that are good, because I used to get to this lake by entering passwords from elsewhere. And I guess they don't have quite good stats on the angler, because it takes like half an hour to catch a fish from those passwords. But here, the fish actually tires out rather quickly, so that's nice. Also, I have absolutely no plans for this stream here. I don't know what I'll play until maybe 1/3 of this lake, maybe 3/3. 3/3 is gonna be probably a long time. And also very repetitive. I do really want to get to the final lake, because as I mentioned before. Okay, what is the tip actually? Swallow waters, heat up quickly. I don't know what that means for me here. What was I saying? Oh, as I mentioned before, I was never able to even see any fish, a single fish, in the fourth lake, I think, which is kind of weird to think about. But maybe if I get to it fairly throughout the whole game, with all my skills now, I'll be able to do something about it. Okay, there is a chance in empty waters like this that there would be fish just laying on the ground. I don't know how the internals of this game work, and I feel like there's two ways to not guarantee but increase the, or just to meet a fish, I guess increase the chances. I was gonna say, but meet a fish. So there's completely empty waters like this, and there's unique spots like the reeds and whatnot. I missed the reeds because of the wind this time, so I'm gonna move slightly to the right. And I think in unique areas, fish are just pre-placed and are nearly always there, unless, you know, you catch one and they get spooked and move elsewhere. And every unique sort of like background boat perspective thing that you see, like where I was right now before. Oh no, that's a shitfish. I'm out. Well, I mean, yeah, champion, but what it means in terms of like what fish do. I guess they move out. But I don't know, wait. Do they move out? I forget if they like cold or hot water. But point is, like, you click to move to this screen with the boat, and you get like a couple screens or one background for just empty open water, and you get unique ones for unique places in the lake. And unique ones tend to have unique layouts of the mode 7 water here, which I shouldn't be just like showing because time is ticking. And I think the layouts have like 2-3 unique this perspective levels, I guess. Okay, there's some shit in here, but that's a crappy fish. That's a fat fish, that's not a real bass. And that's why I usually fish in like left and right borders, because they could be different layouts. But in open water, I feel like you find fish in unique areas, just like if the conditions are right. But in open water, that's just my speculation, but I'm guessing that you need to wait until your fish finder dings, and then you have a chance of fish spawning in open waters. I feel like I used to believe that there was just no chance of that, but then at some point I tried fishing in open waters and miraculously I got some fish, and I was really excited about, oh no, that's fat shit fish. Different environment, but still fat shit fish. That's like a rainbow gill or some shit, I don't know. Okay, different environment then. Let's go to some different zone. This lake doesn't really have very big selections of zones, though I could go into, like, if my boat is simultaneously on these, that's its own location, lily pads and reeds in one. Also, part of me kind of thinks it's, you know, it's that thing like in Pokemon, allegedly people feel if they mash the button there's a higher chance of catching a Pokemon or something, and this might just be all like that. But I feel like if you got a fish finder ding, like, it decreases the chance of fish spawning in unique places like this. Instead you gotta get rid of it or something. But that's like memories of what I thought ever since I was a kid playing this game, so it might be completely off base. Okay, oh, there's a big fish, but I think that's not bass either. I can't really check because it doesn't want to even wake up. Maybe I should... Okay, I'm gonna try like here maybe? And I'm gonna see what else is around in the lake, because I don't think there are many types of places in this particular lake. It's just all very repetitive. But I guess I can try open waters. Also, it's kind of annoying that you have to move left and right to see potential hiding fish in these. Okay, I'm just gonna assume there's nothing. Because you cannot scout like the whole surface. As you try to zigzag left and right, you miss bits of it, I think, I'm pretty sure. Okay, reed bed. It could be different. I'm not sure if different like reed beds, for example, or different lily pads or whatever, if they are completely different between the different. Like if you get down in a reed bed in one part of the lake or in a different reed bed in another part of the lake, I'm not sure if they are treated as separate areas, maybe just like co-breed, or the same area and there's not going to be any fish here because I recently caught one in a reed bed already. I feel like I should have some faith in this game, but at the same time I know how simplified the logics and mechanics of SNES games tend to be, so I don't really... Okay, but there are also like hidden areas in open water. If you see really shallow floor, there is a chance that it's a separate area and there could be fish there. And I think I saw some shallowness on the like left, northwest, I guess, somewhere. Yeah, I guess I wanted to talk about Doom Eternal, but if I have people who avoid spoilers, I probably shouldn't. Such as Hazmati. I guess I've talked enough about Doom Eternal and Doom World. I shouldn't be repeating myself. Yeah, there are some rocks here or whatever it is. Also that brown thing, which looks like an oil spill of some sort. But I think that's some weed type shit. Bus avoid warm water areas. So yeah, I thought they wanted shade and cold, so maybe they are deep now. I have no idea how hot it is, 66 Fahrenheit. Let's see if this is best attractive here. Just random shit. Maybe I should have swum in circles until I got a fish finder bit. Okay, a slightly different texture here. And I cannot get lower than 20 feet as a reel. Ooh, and also lags. Oh, but there is some reed shit in here and some fish. I think that's crabfish. Yeah, it's small and irrelevant. Fishing. Confirmation bias is a funny thing. Today, while I was walking home from work, I just heard people on 2 occasions mention fishing around me, which you'd think never just happens with that kind of frequency, but maybe it does. Yeah, that fish doesn't give a shit, but I'm also fairly certain... Oh, but there's other... I don't know if that far away fish is a bass, and if it is, I'm pretty sure it's not as big as it could be. But there were some more fish closer to me. Okay, that move, that little whistle thing, I have a belief that it does, like, make fish less afraid of me if I fall next to them. But I don't know if that's true. Okay, I rustled, rattled? What was it? No! Fuck you! I am not accepting that, fuck off. Small fish. I didn't even notice it was going after me. Okay, no, that's pink shit. Roused, I guess, was the word I was looking for. Pink shit, go away. Okay, there is only small crabfish here, looks like. Oh well. Also, who was it? I think it was Hazmati last time, and also someone else. We were defending Heretic. When we brought up, or I brought up Heretic. Ooh, there's some... Oh, that's small fish in the fish finder. I'm not even gonna bother.
Well, it's not a bad game, it's just not very exciting.
Yeah, but I have actually gotten a bit into Heretic because I was in a Hex and Heretic mood. And I've played Heretic on my laptop at first, on the Dacia. And then I continued playing at work. And I've playing on the hardest difficulty, which is like not Unfair Nightmare style. Like, ooh, that's a good fish, but I don't think it's gonna be interested. Damn, I really want that fish. That fish's attention. And Heretic is actually pretty fun on the highest difficulty, though some stuff is real tedious. Like, I hate Saber Claws. They are boring as fuck and take too much damage. And also I kinda hate the wizards, or the priests, whoever they are. I forget which one they are. I think they're wizards in Heretic.
Project Warlock, he's that like Wolf 3D clone that looks super ugly.
I don't know if it looks ugly, but I think it is like a Wolf 3D clone. I don't know if you put it in Doom, I put it in Wolfenstein. Okay, I don't think I can get that fish. Maybe if I got this color, that will change everything. I wish I could control the wind. Ugh.
Well, in Heretic, just art, not quite as good as in Doom. Weapons are not as fun to use. Monsters are not as fun to fight.
Yeah,
Levels are not quite as fun.
Heretic is
What
just
I
like
really
a
like about Heretic
horror.
is this kind of like fantasy setting, and especially this like underwater city under a dome. That's pretty cool. But that's about it.
That's kind of funny because that's the only part of Heretic I actually don't like in terms of like setting. I like the first episodes, the third one is just boring to me for some reason. Even though I ripped it off for that HSF level, you could argue that I would have needed to like the theme, but it's just like a mix of the first episodes but with a sky that just like, I don't know. Though the secret level Aquifer was kind of fun. And the music track in Aquifer sounds a lot like Criminal Russia music, the TV show, which is kind of funny. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna accept, I don't really need my purple shit. But yeah, Heretic is just like slightly lesser clone of Doom, with some things that are better, but, well, you know, last time I said there was nothing better about Heretic than Doom, so I guess I kinda take that back. Inventory is interesting, but I'd rather they took it all between levels, maybe? Because I still like the one that you get carried over. I never use anything if I only have one of it. I only use stuff when I find more than one. But then that, like, I didn't actually know that they took your shit away in Heretic between levels. But after I learned that, I became completely fine with using Domes of Power and Rings on Vulnerability and whatnot in difficult situations. Okay, that was a big flop. Let's try open water. But yeah, I like Heretic is like a competent but not just quite as exciting Doom clone. And for me at least, of course, and for many others, but some people prefer it to Doom, which is kind of weird to me, but whatever, floats your boat. Ooh, what the hell is this even? Whatever, the wind is better actually. With this wind I could maybe have a chance of throwing far enough to get that one fish from before, but I already forgot where it was. The parts I really don't like about gameplay in Heretic, about just like the tedious parts. That's minor nitpicks, I suppose. I don't like the saber claws, as I said, because they just take too much without being any danger at all. They're just not interesting whatsoever. The fire gargoyles suck because when you're like, I think they should move sometimes and not just float there and just keep throwing fireballs when they have line of sight. Okay, there's no fish for some reason. I guess it's not the weather or the time or something. But what else? I don't like that hell stuff outside of course, Tome of Power, because it seems like it has lower damage than the fucking chain gun clone. And the projectiles are giant, and they collide with everything, and I have trouble hitting stuff with it sometimes. Of course, it's not as bad as Hex and stuff, with the mage and his first pew pew stuff that just like you cannot shoot around corners because it has a fat collision around the ray. But so yeah, saber claws are bad. The hell stuff normal I don't really like. What else was there? I guess I don't like that it like not. Oh, what? This is crabfish. Where is the good fish that was here? I feel ripped off. It doesn't have good like upper mid tier enemies or high tier enemies. I don't know what to classify them. Because the liches, the iron liches, I hate them, and they can go die, and I always shoot them from like around cover or like a bitch. The Molotor, I only just like today, I found the Molotor outside of the boss level of episode 2. It was in like the Ophidian lair, in a secret or something, and it just like immediately destroyed me, and I was like, well, that's enough heretic for now. And Molotors have way too much health, and the liches actually don't have as much as I thought they did. But the Ophidians and the Saber Claws are all kind of crap for how late they appear. And I guess the Were Dragons kind of stops on the Were Dragons in terms of enemy progression. And then it just kind of dips back down for the last two kinds. Okay, not getting too much good fish here, but I will settle for this one. It's a small one, but maybe it's gonna go towards my skills and stats and experience if I catch it. If it's a bass, of course. It could be just the pink shit. Ah, it's pink shit. Okay, never mind. I don't know if those even give you experience, but I'm not even gonna... Ah. Alright, let's go to this rocky environment here. And clear days, boss may be in deeper water. You know what? I'm just gonna listen to that. Also, when you have your bass on the bass finder, I don't know if it just guarantees you a bass encounter in the open water, or if it actually means the bass is exactly where you got the ding. I don't know if it tracks locations that well. Okay, I'm just gonna use this for scouting. I kinda remember where I got that ding, but surely it doesn't track that the bass is still there. There is no way in hell. I should try atomic fishing. I think I actually bought it on Steam, but I never tried it. It's like Soviet environments and fishing, but 3D fishing is just not as fun.
Is it like an actual fishing game, or is it like something with a twist or something?
I have no idea, but I think it is an actual fishing game. I have not played it or watched it.
I think there was some game that was like pretty popular, and I think people were streaming it a lot.
There was like
something fishing world or something.
Yeah, there's just like World of Fishing, and there's some sort of like Europe fishing or something also. But I think the Atom Fishing is different. And I think I saw some footage of that other one. And I feel like in fishing games, like I play this to just like, because of nostalgia, I really get the feeling of actually being in nature, even though graphics are really primitive here and everything. But because I just remember how I felt about it when we didn't get any better. But in modern fishing games, especially in those like low budget Steam ones, I feel like the nature is rendered really poorly. And it's like fishing games are like racing games for me. If the scenery is bad, I don't even care. Yeah, I didn't really keep track of exactly where I landed last time, so I'm just gonna see if this is different. I think it's gonna be literally the same area. Upper right fish. Yeah, there's some small shitty bass. Also, this is not even open waters. Maybe I shouldn't be fishing in here. I got the ding on open water and roughly in the same area where before. Yeah. 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 Goddamn. There we go. Anyway, I think between Hex and Heretic I will still prefer Hexen. Just for the atmosphere. I guess playing Heretic is more fun than playing Hexen. Pure like combat and whatnot. I like the puzzles in Hexen and the exploration more, of course, than the linear normal level progression in Heretic. The hubs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, now I'm on open water. Maybe... Oh, that's a small fish ding, but let's check it out. But Hexen is also not as good as I remembered it, because it has real bullshit parts and real just bad working parts. Such as... Why is the cleric's weapon, the first weapon, by far the weakest of all, and yet he gets the second weapon the last out of all the classes. You have to play with the shittiest first weapon the longest out of all of them. At least on the hardest. I don't know if they move the weapons around on different levels. They could. The mage, the freeze spell, the second weapon is just useless trash most of the time. The third spell is really cool, but it also just shorts out and dies if the enemy is close to a wall. And his pew pew stick, okay, there's just nothing. Pew pew stick, as I said, I wish it was just the Heretic's pew pew stick, because that shit is at least hit scan. And with the Hexen Mage's pew pew stick, you cannot really shoot distance, because there's always going to be geometry, and the ray has a really fast collision, and it just stops, and at the distance you can't even tell if it's hitting or it's stopping. We have no idea what the floor thing was here. Maybe we'll see something interesting on the closest zoom level here. Oh, there's like whatever the hell that is. And that's a bad fish. That's a smaller fish. That looks like wood debris kind of thing. Though it's very green. This is... I don't even remember about this lake. I think the first lake is a mountain lake. And the second lake is a dammed up water keep that they flooded the valley. Ooh, that's a good fish. I hope that's a bass. I need to avoid the small fish. Fuck off. Yes, that's a bass. Okay, here's my next prey. My next... What's the word for it? Oh no, don't lie down. My next game... No? Well... maybe I shouldn't be rewinding that much. I could just throw this thing again. Okay, yeah, you need to be deep with this thing. And also do the wiggle wiggle. I think the smaller one doesn't care about me at this stage, but I might have gotten... Oh no, I didn't get too far from the big one, okay. Ooh, it is trees, look. Yeah, it's leaf... Oh, that's not a big fish. Dang it. It's a stump. So is this like also some kind of artificially filled lake, or what's going on here? Why are there 3 stumps? Maybe the water level just rose and there's like an island here or something. Man, I'm disappointed with this fish. It looked so big. I'm still gonna catch it, of course. It's probably not gonna get me any respectable place, because I pretty much need just like 5 biggest types of fish to have a chance in this game. But it could be good for leveling up. Ugh. Also, speaking of Heretic, I've actually found myself enjoying more music tracks than I used to. More than just the Cathedral, the one that everyone likes. And a couple others that I remembered liking, like the first couple levels in Hell's Maw. Apparently I really like the track for Dungeons, which is the second level, first episode. And several others, but that one that plays somewhere, I forget where else, and in E3M9, the Aquifer, that one really sounds like just random notes, which makes it sound like the Criminal Russia music that plays in the background. Which makes me want to watch the TV show about like maniacs and organized crime in the USSR, or I guess post-USSR 90s Russia, instead of playing Heretic, which is kind of amusing. The Aquifer was a cool, like, the third episode is kind of like hit and miss, because some levels I really like that little green marble texture that they have, and I wish the third episode was just like really, how do you even pronounce, like really, like the proper crazy underwater city, but instead it's just like normal levels, but it has a weird sky, and that's it. But also, I find that the whole mosaic that they have a lot of is real silly. I don't remember if I used to think that back in the day. I did copy the mosaic as well for that HSF level, which I could now claim was like a parody and not an actual tribute. Whoa! But it's real silly that some villain type guy with his underwater city is gonna fucking decorate everything with waves and mosaic of waves like a swimming pool. So basically it's all missed potential. I also wish, like, I think I said it to Touchdown in DMs, but okay, the first episode I wish had a couple natural environments like in Hexen, like a swamp or something, or a cave or a mountain. The second episode I wish was like Hexen's like wastelands and like dark fantasy just world, and not just like weird lava hell with ice for some reason. And the third episode I would have just gone with crazy Cthulhu Lovecraft underwater city of some sort. I guess it's a case of... Oh no, don't let me go. Okay. It's a case of just like... It feels like there's more missed potential in Heretic than there was in Doom. I can't really think of too many ways. Like, I guess Hell in Doom is kind of bad in the original game. Ooh. But the first episodes, I can't really think of ways I would improve them. Maybe it's because it's nostalgia again, and I just feel like everything is as it should be. Because that's just how I remember it. It's like the canonical Doom in my head. I wouldn't be opposed if the Doom Hell was also a Hexen wasteland, dark fantasy wasteland. With like brown mountains as far as I can see, and basically Hell in Doom 64 has skies like that. Doom 64 has the best Hell levels. Ah, though I also enjoy some of Doom 2's, even though the sky is crap. Man, this did turn out to be like a Doom preparation stream. Ah. I was thinking actually, originally of streaming some actual Doom, but then I was just struck with the desire to fish. Man, I'm wasting so much time on this crappy fish. Come on, you're yellow already. Just give up, you're dead.
And now I'm out of sushki solyu.
Ugh.
I'm sad.
I have not tried sushki solyu, only smakum. I have no idea how those even taste. Yeah.
You can probably imagine what salt tastes like.
Yeah, probably, but you know, it probably creates a slightly more unique taste with the sushkis combined with them. I would... Hazmati, have you seen Heretic recently? Heretic is way more colorful than Doom 64 Hell. Doom 64 Hell just has purple and orange sky, and Heretic has like every color of the rainbow in the textures. Oh wow, this is a really shitty fish. Move to deeper water soon. I guess this is getting hotter just now. Well, I guess let's trust the fish finder. Sushki Solon, yeah. No, sushki are a weird food that I don't think is outside Slavic countries. It's like, I guess it's kind of... I don't want to describe it with relation to a pretzel. But it's like a round, crunchy bread thing. Like, I don't know what breadsticks, how breadsticks are. Is sushki just like a rounded breadstick or something? I don't know. Everyone seems to love breadsticks. And Hexen's also kind of colorful, but it's comparable to Doom 64. I think it's still more colorful than Doom 64 then. Yeah, basically Hippocage is gonna post a fucking link. I think I... Oh, that could be a good fish. Holy shit, yeah. Also, would the ground-dwelling, the bottom-dwelling lunkers even get caught on the fish finder? Maybe I shouldn't be even caring about that machine. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to avoid that fish and all that small crap. What was I talking about? Something really important too. Fishy. There we go. Shouldn't get too close to the boat. I hope it catches me. Fishy. Oh, that should be a big one. Yes! Okay. Ah, yes, I was... Let me actually look at what exactly pictures that people get posted. No, those... Sorry, the ones with how? I forgot the word for mug in English. Poppies, I think? Poppy seeds, maybe? Those are my favorite. And there's a lot of that poppy stuff. But these ones at Hippocat, they are actually... They do look kind of just like pale and weird and unappetizing.
Well, this is like the first picture I found. I didn't have this exact ones.
Let me find a proper picture of the kind that I enjoy. Oh wow, there's worse pictures. I think this one should be good. Come on, give me выбрать город Челябинск, блять. Oh no. Aren't giving me the picture. Okay, there's gonna be a horrible link, but let me see. Meh. Hopefully that works. But yeah, talking about breadsticks, I remember. So the only time I had something that resembled a breadstick in description was actually when I was in the hospital on the first day or so. And it was so bland, I hated it and I couldn't, like, just by virtue of being really, really hungry, I ate like 1.5. And by the half of the second one, I couldn't stand anymore. Like, really, really, really super bland tasting food. Like, there's no taste, just food sometimes. That's the worst for me because it just, I don't know. I cannot stand eating it. I need some taste, at least. It's very rare that I find such a food, but it's like cardboard sometimes. And those were a bit like that. And I have no idea why people like breadsticks and always like, oh, went to a restaurant and I left eating all the fucking breadsticks that they had. Or something, I don't know. I guess, yeah.
I thought that pretzels have to be all kind of like twisted in a knot sort of shape.
Wow, that fish was quick. Thank you, Hazmati. See, I understand better. Basically, those look better with the roasted side and the poppy seed stuff.
Well, yeah, I do agree, but it's just that I didn't really give a fuck to find a very cool picture.
You should represent Russian cuisine with all the effort.
As if I care what random people on the internet think about Russian cuisine.
Well, with enough random people on the internet, you can change the opinion of the entire world.
As if I give a shit about the world.
Well, you should. It's a good fishing spot. Lonkers when it's warm, bus may move to deeper. You know, it's not that warm. Wow, 74 though. I guess it is visibly getting warmer. Must arrange dressing on horseradish. What the? Yeah, I just eat pretzels as I only eat like the small salted ones, the crunchy ones. I don't eat the big ones, but I just eat them as they are. The idea of eating them with something is actually kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, I just ate like the entire package of those sushki solyu pretty much without anything.
Huh.
And it was glorious.
I've also never dipped my chips into anything, but I guess they don't really dip chips, they dip like nachos. I ate one bag of nacho-like things once, and they were worse tasting than chips, but I still didn't dip them in anything, because I don't roll like that. But just before this stream, I ate some toast with pashtet, which I also don't know how you call it in English. And I rarely bother to buy bread to have toast with pashtet and stuff, but when I do, I like it. It's a nice snack. I'm trying to get off the sunflower seeds a little bit, because they make a fucking mess on my floor, and I really need to sweep one of these days. Because my floor is just like swamp. I don't know. Like
Well,
black mold everywhere.
Hazmati, just food in general is not something I care much about.
Also, is it just me, or do these, whatever they are, look like really green champignons sliced?
Yeah, they kinda do like that.
I cannot see them as anything different. It's like a whole lot of rotten mushrooms.
I
Uh-oh.
don't even know what the fuck is Russian cuisine. Borscht? I guess that's Ukrainian.
There's a bunch of
Голубцы?
stuff.
I don't fucking know.
Холодец.
Блять. Холодец, говно ебаное.
Согласен. There's like surprisingly a lot of the things that we eat are just like not very known. Oh, this thing. What the hell is this thing even? Like buckwheat that recently became kind of a meme because of coronavirus for some reason. I don't think they eat a lot of buckwheat stuff. Bunch of the bread types, like the dark bread that we ate, like sourdough bread. I guess it's not a big thing, as I don't really see it often. I don't know. Dumplings. Bunch of other things that I don't know. It's kind of hard because I just don't think about what is just like more Russian than not, because to me everything I eat is kind of standard. I just know what stuff I don't get, a lot of American stuff. Alright. What's the button for that? Shit, not that one. I keep forgetting what the button is for changing the lure. Man, I remember back in the day, long ago, I wanted to make a fishing game, but it would be a Sonic fan game, and it would be pretty much just like Big the Cat fishing.
Didn't you have to fish in like Sonic Adventure?
Exactly, yes. That's why I chose that.
Fuck, I don't remember shit about Sonic Adventure.
I remember a lot, surprisingly, about Sonic Adventure, and Big, his campaign was pretty much just fishing all the like levels that had little pools of water, even the amusement park level.
I only remember, get a load of this!
Well, I mean, that's, yeah. Oh, another big fish.
And I also remember that Knuckles levels were searching for Master Crystal shards.
Knuckles levels were funner in Adventure 1 than they were in 2, in my opinion. But yeah, I enjoy Adventure... Whoa, okay, that's a big ass fish. I enjoy Adventure 1. It still has kind of a Sonic feel, like in Sonic 3. But 2, for me, is like, eh. Heroes is alright. Generations is good, but it's just like rehashing everything. And Mania is pretty much rehashing everything as well. And I wish they just made a good new Sonic game with all new shit, but really in the style and feel of the old ones. Also, Adventure was back in the day when they didn't feel the need to make Sonic games all like, dash along this empty wide road and you can switch lanes, and that's pretty much it. And it was like almost a proper 3D platformer, but with, you know what? The best 3D Sonic game is freaking Sonic Turbo Blast 2. If they made a new 3D Sonic game that played like that, it would be what? That would be boss, not base.
Okay, Emerald! It's Emerald! Fuck off, champion! I haven't played Sonic in ages, I don't remember.
Also, Hazmati, you will be surprised, but yes, I have. Ah, shit. I have actually watched that. I've caught up with EVGN one of the previous days. I don't remember when exactly.
I don't remember shit about that episode, but I felt like I was disagreeing with him a lot.
Yeah, in
Like
Majora's
he was
Mask,
complaining too much about everything.
same. I didn't really care about that episode too much. I think with him, if he's doing a game that I know and care about at all, usually tends to be a good game, like Earthbound or Super Mario Bros. 3. But when he, like, I can deal with him ragging on games that are just like bad and old and I haven't played, have no emotional attachment to. But obviously when it's a game I like and he's doing his shtick of like, I don't, just like nitpicking on stuff that I don't think is a problem even, that get kind of like, just get over it, mate. And I had mad grievances with Majora's Mask, but nowhere near as numerous as his. Though I did find that like there's a lot of frustrating parts in the old Zeldas. In Majora for me it was honestly like mini games and some little things here and there. Oh boy. Some of the times you have to wait, and some of the like quests are completely intuitive, and the waiting gets too long in some situations. But like the temples, the fucking turbine thing in Great Bay Temple, the one that he kept like showing footage of, where you get pushed underwater in a spiral. He kept trying to go into a tunnel that he was never supposed to go into, because you get like the direction of the thing there changes, and you get only you have to go in the tunnels where that are like the correct direction with how it pushes you. And he kept trying to go against the current into the tunnels that were supposed to be closed for him. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you even doing? Yeah. I've not played Colors or Lost Worlds. Lost Worlds look like shit, honestly. And Colors is like, eh. Honestly,
Colors was the one with those like weird little shits that gave you like weird little abilities.
Yeah, also the food level. And
I think I kinda liked it, like from what I've seen.
yeah, I thought it was fine.
What
but
console was this on?
no idea actually. I think they were on the Nintendo consoles at the time, but also on the I don't know what generation, so it's not helpful at all. Rush I don't care about. That's the 2D ones with Blaze in them, right? And Heroes, I do like Heroes. I really like the final level theme, like the nighttime egg fleet music. That's like, it's like top of Sonic music of the 3D era. Although Generations has some amazing tunes in there. Honestly,
Well,
like
I mean, AVGN is like a character. It's not like he is like this all the time.
I don't
He's
think
just pretending to be super angry at all the shit to make entertaining videos.
I don't think though, from watching his video on like behind the scenes on how he makes episodes, I don't think he like purposefully records himself sucking at games. Unless it's some sort of really entertaining bit, which I don't think it was in Majora's Mask. Unless it was meant to be, so I don't know. But yeah, I would rather honestly like just I kinda liked Unleashed more, even despite the Werehog parts. Just like the daytime Unleashed levels were just exciting for me exciting looking. And the Colors levels, I don't remember nothing apart from the food level, which I hate, usually. And Planet Wisp, which is in Generations, and it's pretty fun in Generations, but it just doesn't feel like a final level. And honestly,
Sonic on Wii, on a Nintendo console. What is this? The world is ending.
well, I mean, Sonic actually had Nintendo exclusive games, right? You had, apart from the Advanced, which are obvious, which are also kind of like, eh. The Wii had the Seven Rings and the Black Knight or whatever. The two ones where it's like on a scrolling, auto-scroll Sonic game. There's a song about Seven Rings in Hand in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It comes up sometimes when I do my whole put a playlist of everything at random shuffle and just walk around with the headphones in. Well, I mean, yeah, Champion, that would be best, of course, but the themes just didn't seem as interesting to me. I guess I just don't remember any levels from Colors, but Unleashed I really like the Ice, Antarctic, whatever, Iceland, I don't know, levels, the Africa levels, the freaking Italy levels. I just really like the themes, the Greece, the whatchamacallit. There was some sort of Asian type, Japan probably, or China, I don't remember. I think. If spin it's nearly snack free, bus might be near the. Well, I mean, if it says bus might be near the reeds, I'm going in. Like, I would play, like, if offered, the only Sonic game that I missed that I would really care to play would be Unleashed, I think, which is kind of crazy to think about. Hello, little chip. Nothing much, I'm just playing Super Black Bass and talking about random stuff. Mentally preparing.
And cheating!
Yes, horribly cheating with emulator tools. Mentally preparing to start streaming Doom Eternal tomorrow. Okay, I think this is the kind of the same environment where I just got the big fish, so I should move to something different. Man, my throat is actually hurting. I guess I have not talked in a while. Okay, I'm gonna try getting fish in open water here. Oh, it's still read bad, fuck off. There we go. Let's see how well it tracks. Huh. Fishing was kind of fun in Ocarina of Time. And I guess Majora's Mask, I don't remember if it had fishing. I think the fishing was added to Majora's Mask in the 3D remake, I'm not sure. Okay, empty. But, for the sake of completion, I will actually check the left side of that as well. Because who knows, there might just be a fish in wait. Maybe not. Okay, right side of the environment. If I cared, I would come up with names for these, like, stages of zoom. The third person, the top view, and the really close view. Okay, this is featureless void. I should just go out. Also, my eye itches, and I shouldn't be scratching it, but I cannot stop. Yeah, let's go to the lily pads. Haven't been there in a while. What's this? Have I been here? Have I done things here? Weeds. I don't even remember.
Man, all this shit about like washing your hands and not touching your face and staying at home. And my job is literally riding
Everything
the
else.
fucking public transport in the middle of like coughing motherfuckers who don't stay at home.
Yeah.
And I feel like slightly uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, us healthy young people are in less of a danger, from what I hear.
Well, I wouldn't really gamble on how healthy I am.
Fair. I've not been really too worried about riding public transport, but I am doing the whole thing, like not touching a lot of things that everyone touches and not touching my face most of the time. I did not realize how often I want to scratch my nose until I had not to. And today I was just like taking a walk around the town as a break from work, and a lot of dust was getting kicked up from the roads, and a lot of it was getting in my eyes, and it was kind of torturous not being able to just scratch it out. Okay, I'm gonna check the left side of that as well. It's a suspicious place. Then I'm gonna leave and go to the lily pads, I guess. But yeah, also I'm washing my hands at work and I do that kind of stuff. I sent my father to the dacha earlier because he's in a risk group due to age. And we might get work from home next week if we're lucky, I don't know. Yeah, that's a small fish. I have no idea how I'm gonna work from home, but maybe TeamViewer and actually doing the... it's like using the same computers. Fish finder. I'm gonna... you know what? I'm just gonna blindly trust the fish finder for a sec. What was I gonna say? I guess... I don't remember if I had any other points to say about the whole thing. Yeah. It's interesting watching how the whole world's breaking down. Yeah. Yeah. And I think I can only afford the privilege of saying it's interesting to watch because it so far has not really touched me that much. And I don't know if it will. Because I'm not that afraid of getting infected, and no matter what, unless it's strictly prohibited, I'm gonna keep... even if I don't go to work, I'm gonna just go on walks. I'm gonna go buy groceries and all that kind of stuff all the time without any sort of complete isolation. Okay, whatever, let's go in shallows. The palette, oh, the weather's going weird. Maybe the bass will move to shallow waters if if there's overcastness going on. I hope it's not evening, because it's 11 a.m. It could be evening. Small crappy fish, but that's a good sign. That means there is a possibility of some other type of fish here. Oh, there's a big one. There's a big one there, but he's really close to some smaller ones, and I will need to be careful. Still don't know if this is of any use, the sideways little thing which limits your distance. That's kind of throw. Okay, I will need to be... I think the fish at the bottom can sense you with, like, in every direction. You don't have to be in front of them or anything. Okay. Ah! Okay, yes. That's scarier than anything in Doom. That fucking face pops up. Can I... Yeah, there is pause. I'm gonna try to pause when it's up in the water. Or out of the water, rather. Fucking... I don't usually jump more than once at a time. Come on. Wow, that was disturbingly quick. I hope it's not like a 7 or something. Huh. Not bad. I'll take it. Was half expecting a level up from that. Okay, so that's why the colors here change. It's not the time of day. No cause to panic, it's just weather. Let's see what these are. Looks like the same environment. But there are still fish here. And I think it's slightly different. It has more rocks here. That's a crappy fish. I'm pretty sure you can only get one of those ambush fishes per location, so if there's a shitty fish sitting down at the bottom like that, you can just safely leave. Okay, good fish here. Hopefully another bass. Looks big. Okay, let's get to wiggling. Bass? Yes. Come on. Yeah. It's kind of weird to me, conceptually, that you have, as an angler, this much difficulty just fucking lifting the fish out of the water. And that the string is actually weak enough that a fish can tear it just by pulling on it hard enough. That just seems absurd to me. I guess maybe it needs to be really thin so it doesn't notice it in the water or something. I don't know if the fish is smart enough to notice the string and suspect something, some foul play. Too bad I hate fish, because I feel like I would love fishing if I had more opportunities, but if I liked fish, I would seek out those opportunities specifically. to have a full camping experience of like going out to nature, fishing, then preparing it and eating it immediately on the spot. Maybe it would taste fine if it was prepared like in the field over a fire, but it's probably not gonna be like as sophisticated a meal as I kind of want that to fish, because like regular fish with bones and all these fucking organs in there, I don't know. I probably clear out organs, but still. I'm just not enthused about that kind of stuff, that kind of meal. No, 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 fuck off. Okay. Yeah. This one's probably gonna compensate for how fast I caught the last one. Hopefully it's not gonna be like 75%, 50% the weight of that one. Because that will just seem unfair. Okay, I think... no, okay. I think it's not like too thoroughly simulated in this game in terms of collision. Is that the fish, if it tries to swim deep, it can just get you stuck inside some sort of obstacle where your thing cannot move, but the fish just doesn't give a shit about obstacles. Ah. And so it can get stuck like this, and you don't really have a chance to move your thing out of it because you're like clipping into solid rock. Ooh, that was fast. I've actually fished like once in my life only with the regular method. I guess I must have caught some small shit. But that was not even the like reel-in thing that you spin a wheel. It was just like a regular old throw it and then pull it back out kind of fishing rod without any sort of this shit. Biggest amount of fish I've ever been a part of catching was... I must have told the story before, where we were just with my father when I was a kid. We were swimming in the inflatable boat alongside the water keep that's close to our dachas, the Istrinske. And apparently the fish there were infected by some kind of worm that blocks their breathing partially, and they all surface apparently in attempts to actually breathe like normal people. They come close to the surface and just like glide across the surface, and fucking bash them with our oar and just got them, like picked them up after that. And then we walked back to our dacha with a whole stick of fish hanging off it, impressing everyone. And we came home and we burned them all because they are uneatable because of the worms. Still, it was fun.
So what was the fucking point of all that?
Just like, I guess, destroying fish because I hate fish, I don't know.
What else do you hate, Android?
Cats, anime. I can't really destroy cats or anime that well. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you cannot really encounter anime when you are swimming in an inflatable boat.
Exactly. If I encounter anime on my computer, I will destroy it immediately. But I cannot destroy anime on the internet, unfortunately. Okay, that's a small looking fish. And that's a fat fish, so I'm out. And, you know, destroying cats probably still illegal. I don't know, Kitsune. Just, I guess it's kind of an Undertale thing. They're so overhyped by everyone. And they're just like useless lazy. And it's not, before anyone says, it's not a case of like you see yourself in them, no. I am not even remotely that like entitled as cats feel to me. Okay, I remember this place. This might be where I've caught my first fish in this lake. Fuck off, little fish. Oh, oh! This No, I'm cheating out of that shit. Actually, I'm completely cheating out of all this, and I'm sticking to this side now. Just everyone likes them. Especially, my hate has been reignited because at work, we have like an office mascot cat now in the new place. And everyone keeps fucking taking pictures and posting it on our Telegram channel. And I fucking hate it. Overexposure. Fuck off, tiny fish. There we go. No, I'm too close to the boat. Yes, okay. And cats are just like lazy fat fucks who just sit in one place or drop your shit off the shelves and otherwise are useless. And I also like I don't know, this might be some sort of like something petty, but cats, I have in my life, like the most I encounter cats is same at the dacha, because there's always fucking stray cats everywhere and everyone loves feeding them. And I like when a cat or a dog just walks, like cuts through our plot of land, it just like boils my blood immediately for some reason. I just want to destroy them with the most horrible way I can master. Usually the most I can do is just chase them off. But for some reason it makes me so mad when it just like waltz onto our place. It's like, fucker, it's our place, not your fucking thing. I guess I project what it would be if a human walked on, but you know, only fair. Everyone else does the same. Yeah. And also, especially when I chase them off, they really like to hide under some of our buildings, which are like, not the house, the main house, but the smaller like tool sheds and that kind of stuff. They are... Ooh, okay, I'm resting my string here. They are lifted off the ground level, and the cat's like just hiding there, and I'm just like, dude, fucking hiding on my property, how dare you? But it would be like it when dogs do that. I hate the dogs that do that as well, but I generally don't hate dogs at all. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm just like very, what's it called, like territorial about the places that I actually consider. I'm pretty sure I do actually now legally own the dacha, so unless I don't, but it still kind of feels like even even partially, even when I'm a kid of people who own it, it still feels like I'm in infinitely more right to it than some fucking cat from out of nowhere. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just like, I guess people or creatures that intrude in any way. Like if a little kid came by, like, I guess, what's the imagined scenario? Like if I'm sitting on a bench and I'm doing something and some little tiny shitty kid comes up, like a baby size, I don't know how old it would be to walk on its own. Oh shit, what? No, 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 fuck off. And it's like tries to touch something of mine. Say I have my like bag between my legs and I have a laptop on, and the baby tries to like grab the bag. My first instinct would be to punt the fucking guy. Probably. Of course, I'm not gonna do it because that's illegal. But things like that just like put me on edge immediately. I'm not that aggressive. It's just like the feelings inside. Okay, what's my shit? Compared to that. Oh, no, 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 no. X. Oh, I am leading the pack. Willie Black, aka BBC. Kenny Stone, John Beamer, Nick Scott, Carl Meyer, Danny Tucker, Eric Meadows, Lester Wood, Jeff Pope. Those are really good quality American names there. Right, let's go to whatever the hell this place is, I forget. Yeah, let's go Shore Reeds, or I guess it's Reeds. And then normal ones without the shore, and they're the mix. The lily pads and reeds. I guess that's the diversity of the environments we have. Well, Ito Kitsune, you know, some people are like, oh, human people are like awful and animals are pure and innocent. To me, animals are even dumber human children. I like animals in general. Like, I mean, I guess I am fond of small... Oh, what was that? What was that? What was that? That's some shit fish. That's a fat fish. I don't care. Of small rodents, the way most people are fond of other animals. Don't got no John Smith. John Smith is... What was the thing that were... Who was using John Smith a lot? What was I watching recently? Oh! Doctor Who reactions. Doctor Who likes going by John Smith, and he's not American. But there was also the John Smith from Pocahontas, which I've never seen. Oh, that's the same fat fish, Michael. I also never saw Little Mermaid. I guess I just hate women. No, I don't know. Just I did love Anastasia back in the day. I thought it was Disney. Now Disney owns Fox, I think, so it's technically Disney now. And that is my favorite, like, cartoon movie thing of that style. Still, even with all the Disney stuff that exists. Anastasia just fucking rules. And it's the best Russian dub of anything I've ever heard or watched. With actual emotion and acting, and not just reading lines like you're playing in some sort of TV comedy show. And by that I mean the same level of talent, not the same, I don't know, enunciations or whatever. Okay, apparently there's nothing. Fine, I don't need the fat fish, the rainbow gill or whatever. Let's seek out normal reeds, empty reeds. Ugh. I forget when you start fishing. Was it 8:30? Probably 8:30. So I think we're slightly less than half. Because I'm pretty sure it ends at 4 or 4:30. Oh wait, this is still the same, right? Shore reeds? No, this is regular reeds. I thought there was more of them. Oh well. I guess the game says it's different, let's see. Okay, some small fish in there. I hate it when a giant fish is like in the upper right corner, where I can never possibly reach without like super crazy north wind that delivers my thing farther than I can throw it. Oh, another fat fuck. Okay, I think it's the same location technically. Then let's go into the mix. The music's so American, but it's kind of weird. Like this, and also there's another game on the SNES that was very nature themed to me and just evokes my love for nature and might be responsible for my love of nature, which is Donkey Kong Country 3. And I wouldn't say that I also has... I mean, I guess that the music there is not really like reminiscent of any sort of country specific or culture specific music. But that game always felt like North America or Canada or something in terms of environment. And it's kind of crazy how, as a kid, I've been able to just completely reconcile that. I guess it's just similar enough to Russia when it comes to nature. Oh, that's still a fat fish? I can't really tell. Yeah, still a fat fish, even fatter than normal. So like if I imagine fishing in Russia, this music could play and I will feel totally just like everything would be completely in place. Alright, let's try the weeds. I'm just doing circles around the lake. But my Donkey Kong Country 3 is something. I think it's on the level of Doom and Might Magic and some of those other games which have just like shaped my ability to enjoy things in general. And when I listen to Donkey Kong Country 3 music, it's just like psychological magic. Okay, I cannot really tell what was there. Was there a big fish? There might have been a big fish, hell yeah. I wonder if I could play... Oh, no, immediately. Okay, good. Things are going well today. I wonder if I could play Donkey Kong Country 3 music over top of this. It would probably fit very well. But I don't really feel like fiddling with files and whatnot. And Winamps... Oh no, I do actually have Winamp open. I could preemptively lower the volume. Unfortunately, I cannot turn off this game's music. And it would be just completely always interrupting the player. Oh well. But man, even like the first stage type in Donkey Kong Country 3 is the Stilt Village. It really looks like docks from which you would fish on a giant lake. And of course it has you swimming on boats, mostly in water. That's the primary method of navigation in that game. Man, that game and this are very similar in some ways, apparently. Yeah.
Which game? I was away.
Donkey Kong Country 3. Also has you swimming on the boat in top-down view. The first level type is the really fishing feeling, like the pier thing. Environment with a giant lake in the background. And the music, I imagine, would fit really well. A lot of music from that game. Also feels like vaguely North American. Ooh! I like this game. I guess maybe the music in this game is more like Southern, but I don't know. I'm not a big expert. Okay, got stuck on a rock, which means it's probably stuck forever. I need to wiggle it out or something. Because I think when it gets stuck on collision like that, it might never change its pattern, AI behavior pattern, and like let me pull back or tire itself out. It might work by like distance traveled or something, I'm not sure. Because it happened before when fish was pulling me and got stuck on something in some geometry and it was just like soft locked. Though I could always cut my line, but that's suboptimal. There are even some other fishing games on the SNES, so I have not played them. I wonder if they have any chance of just having the same feeling for me as this one does, or if it's pure nostalgia that this one just clicks for me as it does. Ooh, it's starting itself out. Cool. I think I've tried one, but I don't remember if I got anywhere. I don't even remember how the lake looked like in that one, or the controls or whatever. In the process of fishing. I think they might be more cartoony. I like this graphical style. Reminds me of Super Metroid in a way. It's like obviously pixely and tile based and everything, but it's not cartoony. And it's like semi... I wouldn't say realistic, but it's like not trying to be specifically cartoony. It's just... I don't know how to call it. It's like the 3D GTAs. Or Doom, honestly, the first Dooms. I think it's the style I like. This and like Up in terms of realism. I don't really love a lot of cartoony style games. Unless I already like them ahead of time because of, again, nostalgia. Nostalgia is fucking best thing ever because it just makes me like things. Ah, getting weak shit. Immediately throw away. Wow, this was not worth it. But it probably works towards my level ups and whatnot. And level ups hopefully mean faster catching fish. Catching fish in the future. More chances to get more big fish. Okay, it's 12:20 already, so pretty much 4 hours left on this clock. Plastic worm may be effective now. Why? I don't know. I mean, if I see a fish and it fails to be attracted to my wibbly wobbly fish lure, I'm gonna try the worm, I guess. I don't think. I guess I might have caught some things with a worm lure back in the day, but I don't think I've ever been able to catch any fish with any other lure at all. I've never used them, which feels really weird because surely there must be some purpose to them. Ah, you mean Mode 7? Well, I mean, lots and lots of SNES games do that, like F-Zero. Does it have a specific chip name? I think it's just a thing that SNES could do. There is a Super Effects chip. I don't know if it's the only chip that the SNES had for like advanced cartridges. Yoshi's Island used that, and probably some other games. But this whole like perspective thing and spinning, it's Mode 7. It's like Mario Kart, F-Zero for the floor, obviously. And a lot of those games were like a world map. I think Final Fantasy IV also did that. I remember something in the intro cutscene when you were flying on the airships. It probably did the... Okay, this looks like a medium-sized fish. I don't know if it's worth the time catching it. Let's hope it's not even a bass. No, it's a fucking bass, okay. Actually, it looks kind of big. Let me see. I think it's not the biggest type, but maybe that means I'll catch it fast. I don't know if they have a chance. If like a smaller sprite. Oh, it looks big actually. The head graphic there looks like the biggest type. Hard to tell. But I do wonder if, because there's some crazy ass weight variation between the fish of the same sprite graphic size, I wonder if there's a chance of a larger fish weighing less than a smaller fish. Yeah, I did not like Mario SNES and Mario Kart and SNES. The only Mario Kart I really played for any length of time was the N64 one. I kinda like that one, but you know, I've never played it against people, mostly just like doing the things, the circuits against computer. And it was just back in the day when it was enough for me to just have a Mario environment standard in 3D to ride around. It was cool. Nowadays that doesn't really seem like enough. And I don't like racing games as a genre of gameplay terms, so... Did not get interested in the Mario Kart that was ported to Switch. Even though it had Link in it. Yeah. And I think it had the Splatoon character in it as well. Probably a track as well from them. Interesting, champion. I have not played any of those on the Switch. I have the online, and I guess I should have access to them, but I've never looked. Because I already have them on computer, I have them on my minis. The minis seem fine emulated, though it's kind of weird. All the SNES games that I emulate on any platform, even on PC, or on the minis, all the SNES games that I remember playing have more lag and play slower than they did for me on the real SNES. Like Doom, Flashback. Flashback didn't lag even nearly as much as it does on emulators for me when I played. But maybe it was because I had some like weird region thing, because my SNES looked like a Japanese one, the smoother one, not the angular American one. And our cartridges were probably mostly imported from either Germany or like Chinese-made bootleg shit. So I'm not sure which ones they copied, but it would be just like it was running, because the two region consoles I think ran at different speeds or something. But yeah, Doom and Flashback, and also Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. They lag where I don't remember them doing so. And I wish I still had all the hardware for my actual SNES. I think I don't have the controllers and the thing that connects it to TVs, which probably wouldn't really be useful anyway nowadays because all the cables are different. Maybe I could buy some parts. Because people still get consoles like or replicas of old consoles. But if I got a replica, probably wouldn't have the same like speed set. Ooh, nice, second best. Wouldn't have the same speed properties that might happen to have for my games. And most of them, honestly, is just Flashback and Doom. Most of them play completely fine on the minis. I'm just waiting until I retire and I can play all the games on my minis with the controllers that resemble the original ones. I'm also waiting for the Genesis Mini as well. And man, the most depressing thing is that the SNES Mini has less hard drive space on it, the SD or whatever drive, than the NES. So I fit all the NES games I could ever want and all the Genesis games I could ever want on the NES Mini. But I can't even fit all the SNES games on the SNES Mini. Which is terrible. Because I would like to have, like, for the games that came out on both consoles, ideally I would like to have copies for both. But I had to cut some copies, like Boogerman, for example, which, even though I hear it's kind of different on SNES and Genesis, slightly in some aspects, I would like to have it on both. But I had to cut some of those duplicates from my SNES Mini just to put some more unique games in that I wanted. Maybe I should cut some of the fucking JRPGs that I put on it in vague premonition that I would someday play them. Okay, no fishing here. Not sure where I even am. Where did I guess I just acted based on the fish finder again. Well, yeah, it's really weird, like the whole emulation, official emulated games, and all of those. It's I like the classics just because it feels kind of portable. I can take it to the Dutch, for example, because there's TV there, and I could plug it into the TV and play it there. And because it obviously has the controllers, but you can buy controllers like that for PC. And now that I have a laptop, I can just use that as the collection of all the emulated games I could ever want. Probably. I need to buy a bunch of SSDs to put all my sound, like music sound libraries on them, instead of having them on the laptop. But since I'm not going to be using them quite soon, I might as well wait until I have larger SSDs available for cheaper. Though with the fucking ruble tanking like it is, might not happen for a while. Not a good price drop. For a while. Wow, there's a lot of land to cover here. There might be fish there on the right. And also I need to set up my fucking keyboard so it just has its own table and sits somewhere. And I don't have to store it like in a corner of the floor of my room. And it is a giant bother to take it out and put it somewhere and plug it into my laptop. Kinda wish it was a more easily accessible thing. Now when Smetanich is at the dacha, maybe I can use the room he used to sleep in. Put it there. Okay, fat fishing here again. Where should I go now? Champion, maybe you can explain the appeal of Animal Crossing to me. So far, I've been able to discern from what people have said is that it's pretty much just like chill atmosphere, doing kind of menial tasks or meditative, and all the like cartoon animals are just like have a friendly and cheerful atmosphere to create the kind of atmosphere to the game. I really don't understand the appeal of Animal Crossing. It's not even freaking Stardew Valley or some kind of
So
game.
it's not like that.
I think it says it. Oh, big fish! It has less rules and less things to do and less mechanics. You just walk around, you like fish, collect shit, plant things, decorate your house. But I'm pretty sure you don't farm, and you don't go into like a mine for things like in Stardew. So, and I'm pretty sure it has a pretty small environment, so it's not like you can explore and find interesting stuff all the time. So I don't really understand what people see in it and why people are so completely just like over the top excited for a new Animal Crossing. Of course, some people are memeing like, wow, now you can put your furniture outdoors. It's like the technology of the future. And that really, like, they lampshade how low expectations are already for those games. In terms of things they can do. Come on, man. Yes. Oh, it's one of these locations. It's gonna get me stuck on this thing forever. Dang. Okay, when it does that, it can kind of teleport to the side, so that's nice. Yeah, I've talked, and those people, when I talk to them, they at least agree with me that they would like the same kind of game that I would like. It's kind of like a multiplayer, or I mean, it doesn't have to be multiplayer. It could be a single player, but with like other characters, like in the Stardew Valley, which has preset characters. But basically like settling slash colonizing, which I don't use the word colonizing around those kinds of people because they tend to dislike it. But kind of settling where you have a larger world, you select a place which looks promising to settle, you build a village, you like...
So Dwarf Fortress.
Kind of Dwarf Fortress, but not strictly about dwarves. Because I would love to build a... I mean, the mining and stuff is fun. Okay, this is going nowhere. Fish. Please jump. I might have to rewind a bit. Okay. But I would like to build like houses and villages and do more farming outdoors. Not have to live in a cave, but also have the possibility of having cool shit in the cave. And more like more foraging stuff and less just production, mining, production. Basically, if Dwarf Fortress let you play as other races in Fortress style mode, that would be real cool. Yeah, that much I already know, champion. I guess I need to just get it, or I will not get it. Okay, fish. Stop doing that. Because none of that sounds enough for me for a game that I will actually like. I could play and sink hours into like people do. Also, most of the animals look fucking dumb. In my opinion, all that I've seen screenshots, a lot of the animals look really, really dumb. And not like cute or anything.
Recently I've been wasting time playing one chill game. It's called Islanders. And it says it's a city building game, but it's a lie. It's like a puzzle optimization game. Basically you get a random island and you need to place buildings on it. And you get points for placing buildings. And you need to place buildings to get the most points. And it's just chill as fuck.
Well, I guess, Champion, I can understand that kind of game. Because to me, sometimes Minecraft is like that. I just want to like chill and do some collecting of things. But Minecraft, at least there's a big world and more things that have a point in collecting them. And also No Man's Sky I've been giving it another chance recently, because apparently it's been like tons of updates with cool new shit. But honestly, I haven't gotten to any of the cool new shit yet, and it's pretty much the same as I remember it. Luckily, I didn't hate it back in the day, so it's kind of alright. Just, I'm playing on like permadeath hardcore mode, and I escaped my first system, and got to my second one, and I found a tropical, like, lush planet that doesn't have any sort of toxic atmosphere or radiation or extreme heat or any condition that it constantly like drains your energy protection system, and also doesn't have crazy sentinel levels that shoot you on sight. So it's pretty much like peaceful, perfect, safe planet where I can just farm forever for money and nanites. But it looks kind of boring because it's just like a lot of yellow vegetation and rocks.
And I played No Man's Sky back in the day and it was okay. But now, even after all this, like, patches and new content and shit, I just cannot be arsed to play it again. I don't know why.
I think I'm gonna keep returning to it a little bit and see. I mean, not a lot of the new stuff that they added was stuff I cared about anyway. But apparently things just should work better now in general. I don't know. It's still kind of glitchy even. Like, you explore those like observatories, you get markers of nearby locations you discover, and you get new ones, the old ones just get erased, and there's no like map of the planet you can look at with all the markers on it or something. Like a lot of just quality of life things that could have been there are missing, and just too much of it is just ugly similar landscapes with very similar things scattered around them, and stupid animals, and just copy pasted endless same buildings and objects, and you just shoot at stuff and mine it and collect things, and it's like I pretty much, now that no one's playing Minecraft anymore, which by the way, Hypocat, when are we gonna be back with Minecraft? But now I use No Man's Sky as my like listen to a podcast game, because I cannot be bothered to listen to something, just sit there and listen. But I can listen just fine in the background while I'm doing some like mindless shit like in No Man's Sky or Minecraft.
Yeah, we should get back to fucking Minecraft. Because now I'm gonna be paying more for the fucking server.
Huh.
Might as well play on it.
Right. And I think I collected a bunch of quartz last time, because I kept finding ocean monuments and digging like hell tunnels to them. And I mined a lot of quartz on the way to the two of them. And also, I discovered that you can put like item frames on the floor, so technically we didn't need a very tall building. We could have just made our map on the floor, which is kind of amusing. But I suppose it wouldn't be the same as having a giant map on the wall. Yeah. Minecraft, man. It's also like, I hate that I am kind of nitpicky about games, because all the games, I have very specific things that I wish existed. And a lot of games are just close enough that they interest me, but a lot of things about them I wish were different. And I guess in Minecraft I could mod it. Maybe there are mods for everything I want, but I don't really like mods in general for some reason. But in Minecraft I just like wish it had more simulation systems, more things that actually had meaning in terms of like for your survival. Like torches that would go out, things that like you could plant trees and they would grow gradually and not immediately, or like more in-depth fishing, or it's like more physics to the buildings so that you, and also more danger even with our hundreds of monsters, like more need, like build more thought out fortifications and whatnot to defend yourself and make yourself an actually safe environment. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Though of course I enjoy having fully enchanted diamond armor that just makes me invulnerable, apart from lava. Because I don't die from falls, I can swim like forever. No one destroys me, explodes or hurts me. I guess like freaking silverfish could still kill me probably, but I don't know. Okay, apparently I'm a bit... Ugh! behind the times on chat there. Champions explaining more about Animal Crossing. I'm too invested in catching this fucking fish. Man, if it jumps now, it's gonna break my line, but I want the lure. I want to reel it in. Uggos, yeah, that probably means ugly, yeah, exactly. I said it before I saw the champion already answered. Scared out of a game or someone playing again by day. Thumbs up. I don't know if it's scary. It's more like, to me it seems just pointless and kind of boring. Like there's no reason to do anything in there. I like doing meditative, weird, like manual labor. Manual and manual, I guess it's more manual than thing. Manual jobs in Minecraft and No Man's Sky, grinding for materials and whatnot. Just because it feels like I could have some use for them. In No Man's Sky I would sell all that shit and I will get better like upgrades, ships and whatnot. And guns. And in Minecraft I don't know. I don't really technically need much anymore in Minecraft. Apart from some rare stuff that we need to get like to the end or whatever. And I don't really see that as our final objective. I would like to find one of them forest mansions without a map, especially. I would like to find a goddamn mesa one of these days. I would like to dry out another ocean monument out of the two that I found and finish that stuff. I would like to maybe provoke an invasion from the... how did I call them? The Mongols. And defeat them. I could probably stand against them with my cool armor now. And the annoying thing about this particular fish is all the freaking reeds that I have to keep rewinding when it rams me into them and gets stuck like this. And it pretty much makes it take longer because I negate a bunch of time spent. But at least it doesn't go towards the time that goes on in the game that gets me closer to losing or ending the day, I guess.
Well, I don't mind paying for it. I just don't like the fact that I have to pay 15% more now because I live in a shit country.
Huh. Do you mean just because the ruble is falling, or...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just like 10 euros. But now it's like 10 euros. That's more than usual.
Because for a second, based on your wording, I thought they just added some sort of like tariff for shit countries. The last Minecraft stream was pretty fun. We could do that again at some point, I guess.
I hear they're gonna add new shit in Nether with next patch. So that's
cool.
gonna be interesting.
Okay, I guess I'm stuck again. Fish. Nether, I don't explore Nether as much. I would like more shit in the real world, but it's still interesting. Well, Kazmati, other than some bad history, not really, I guess.
Well, nowadays, no. There was that period of being like enslaved by Mongols for like hundreds of years.
Yeah. I mean, I would hold that against anyone right now, obviously. But because they're like nomad invaders, I just call them Tatar Mongols. They should have ridden horses. They look kind of dumb sometimes when they're just like a walking band of idiots.
Don't they ride their like big ass monsters?
I think that's only when invasion actually happens. You don't see them in the wild. Finally, okay. Watch this be a 14 shitty fish that I throw away immediately. God damn. Okay, no, it's still middle stack. But I won. Let's see. I like counting. I won like 0.8 LBs on this. And the worst part is I don't think the way in happens after this day. So I will not even be able to tell how well I'm doing. Like this here is kind of useless. Because they catch up. If I go to like do a weigh-in right now, they will all catch up magically and I will be like in 10th place. It's this thing. I think this border never actually becomes its own like location. But let's check. Let's check if there is a unique area for it. Does seem like it. Yeah, Tatari yoke, that's... you could call it that. I guess yoke... Is it... what was it, like ego or something in Russian?
Yes.
That could actually mean that thing. I'm not sure what the word actually means, but it could be that exact
I'm
translation.
gonna look it up, give me a moment.
I'm gonna fish among the trees again. Only caught something here once so far. Ooh, wind is nothing. I like nothing. I like forward or north wind the most, of course, because it makes me reach the farthest. Which you sometimes need when there's a fish in a corner above or something. Okay, no fish on this half that I can see. Scroll past this.
Yeah, I guess that's that. Sort of. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Well, it would make sense either way. The meaning of it. I guess I just never was curious what the word actually means in Russian. It's like one of those you get the meaning from the context of its usage. Kind of like I learn English words nowadays. But then you look it up and it's something completely different and you were just encountering very specific usages. Okay, what's my thing telling me? Find boss in deep areas. Cloudy weather, more close to the surface though. Man, some contradicting opinions there. What's this area even? What's this little... This is open water. Well, ain't gonna fish in open water without the bass finder. That's for damn sure. Let's roll around the rocks. Oh! Well, that looks like small fish, but there could be something here as well. I'm unsure if the bass finder works for the lunkers that are resting at the bottom. And this game really likes... fucking... really likes to expect me to catch all the useless fish. Like the small bass and all the other varieties that don't even count. Loading. Okay, is there any sort of point of interest here? No, probably then there is no fish. Could be something on the left side. You know what? I'm gonna actually eat. I have, by luck, 2 holes things left, and I'm gonna eat one because my throat actually hurts. Give me a second. I'm gonna speak a bit muffled for a while. A random taste. I hope it's not watermelon. Fuck, it was watermelon. Oh well.
You have something against watermelons?
I don't like the taste of watermelons that much. Okay, that look like bad fish. I'm gonna leave. And watermelon and regular melon and like pumpkin. I guess they don't really make pumpkin stuff. Melon and watermelon tastes for candy I don't like. I like apple, cherry, orange, lemon, some other berries, and the recent... I mean, it's not that recent, but when candies have like Coca-Cola taste, I usually just like buy that immediately. Not even look at anything else. Mentos has Coca-Cola taste, And I fucking like. I always buy it when I'm in a store. Stupid bat. Useless fish. Why did they even breed them here? Hmm. 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 Alright, scoping this side out. That's a really shitty small fish. Wow. It's making all that noise. Fuck off, man. Not interested. Now that was big fish. On the finder there, let's trust it. Again, blindly. Against my better judgment. That could be a big fish, I can't really tell. Yeah, that small shit one is going after me. Fuck off, man. Mate, come on. Fuck off. God, no. Go away. Why would the big fish let the small fucker just like go after the same food it's interested in? Okay, let's see when it jumps out the water if it's the big graphic. Yes, it is the big graphic. Okay, cool. Worth catching then. It could be our last or second to last fish because it's already 2 PM. Ah! In game time. Man, holes is magic. Is actual magic. I can speak for hours now again, but we're getting pretty close to the end of this day. And I think it's pretty clear that I'm only gonna do one of the three. And this is one of the reasons why I wasn't really looking forward to streaming this game more, because in the future I will have to do this exact lake 2 more times, just different parts of it. It's pretty much the same environments, only arranged differently. I'm pretty sure there's nothing unique, which is sad. But someday I'll get through it and I'll get to the 4th lake, finally. I shouldn't look at the chat for new messages when this thing is happening. Okay, relaxing. Oh no, this reads again. I just realized I'm in the reads again. God dang it. Okay. Not super stuck. I wonder if you can get... I don't remember if you can completely miss the thing and be too late and just completely be disqualified from the way in. But I wish it either showed you the time on the screen or something, because I'm pretty sure it advances still. And I'm kind of afraid of being too late, but I guess that's the breaks. You can't really look at the watch when you're fighting giant fish. And you got to be aware of how long it usually takes. And get a feel for how much is left. And if you're feeling it's too risky and the fish is not even tired yet, probably cut the line and go way in or something. Strategy tactics. In my fishing game. Oh boy. Okay, you can have the reins for a bit. I'm gonna check the last holes and see what color it is. If it's not red, it cannot be watermelon. It's red. And it's goddamn watermelon. What did I do to deserve? There was like 1 apple in all of this package. Looks like it was Mati.
Well, I guess we still have to vote for the constitution changes, but we all know how voting goes in Russia.
I thought they just bypassed that whole thing completely. I read somewhere someone was complaining like they didn't even go through that, just like accepted it. I don't know. It might be very short-sighted, but I've never delved deep enough into the politics of Russia to side with anyone with any like big strong opinion on Putin. Like instinctively I want to be on the side that protests against, because there's obviously a lot of bad shit going on, a lot of corruption, and obviously a lot of suspicious things happen to people like journalists and whatnot, but on the same side, I just personally, nothing that has ever impacted my life in any way, nothing bad happened. That was
Just
it.
like when it will, it's gonna be too late.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not the one to speak because I'm also not doing shit.
For me, it's gonna be like if they cut me off from the rest of the world on the internet, then it's gonna be too much. I can handle most things that happen until then. Yeah. But then I'm just gonna show Putin horse game and tell him that without communication with Canada I cannot finish that or help finish it. And I'm sure he will understand. Also, in light of recent events, and generally with North Korea being North Korea, Russia, we can always say at least we're not them.
Yet.
Eh, hopefully never. We're not China, we're not North Korea. We're not even a bunch of like poor third world countries. Pretty
Yet.
well, all things considered. Yeah, well, I mean, a meteor could fall and destroy Earth tomorrow or something.
Well, I mean, no one is fucking buying our oil. And we don't have anything but natural resources. If people stop buying our natural resources, we're gonna turn into fucking Venezuela or something.
Or it'll actually like provoke people into figuring out producing something over here. I don't know. I choose to look at the best of things because I don't like to get sad or upset or afraid. So I prefer to live in blissful ignorance and hopes. Okay. First of all, how heavy is the fish? Second of all, what time is it? God dang. Throw away fish. Bad. But level up though, that's good. Level 17, though my stats have barely increased, like player strength has increased by 1 from when I started today, but nothing else. Okay, not much time, actually it was like 5 minutes past. Maybe time doesn't pass in that fishing screen.
Just I kinda have little hopes that we can actually start producing something ourselves that anyone anywhere in the world would want.
I don't know.
It's just like I don't know much about it, but people keep complaining about how difficult it is to like create a business in Russia because there's all just sorts of shits happening, all kind of like shitty taxes and just like a corruption and bureaucracy
Yeah,
and all that garbage.
I'm mostly hoping for some sort of like state-controlled thing. I don't know, production.
Yeah, like our fucking cars that no one wants.
Well, if we are encouraged by the complete lack of any sort of other income, maybe the state can force some shit to be good again. I don't know.
How do you expect that to happen? Just some politician signs a bill,
Make
make
better
our
cars.
cars not shit,
Well,
and
I
the
mean,
next day they are like not shit.
well,
We
I mean,
suddenly have the
our cars are shit.
technologies and factories and crap to build actually good stuff, or what?
Well, I mean, it's not like it's impossible to have technologies and all that stuff to build something. I think a lot of it is just like negligence and people don't care about. A lot of our economy and everything, I feel, is suffering because of just like no one cares and everyone steals and everything stuff. But if suddenly we're like pressured into caring, maybe there can be better control over all that stuff and it's just like shake everyone up and make them do better jobs at everything. I don't know. I'm not smart or educated enough to really talk about any of it, but I choose to believe some sort of fairy tale scenario of events that things might get worse before they get better, but overall things tend to be improving in life or like throughout history in general.
I just hope I die before the really shitty times start.
Eh, at least it could be interesting. I mean, it's interesting right now, but you know, more interesting. And me, I'll be happy so long as I have electricity and water and like access to some sort of food to buy. And heating, cannot forget about heating. Though if push comes to shove, I can live at the dacha and just make firewood all day, every day. Because I am competent enough at chopping wood. And there's a lot of dead trees in the forest right by our plot of land. Because of like hurricanes of the past. Or some of them are just like old and dead because of disease or bugs or something. And a lot of that is not rotten enough and could be cut down into pieces and chopped up. In fact, a couple of the past weekends that had 3 instead of 2 days because of some holiday, I went to visit Dad there and we did just that. Just a bunch of like fallen birch logs, cut them up. One felled one spruce, also cut it into parts and chopped it into firewood. And like honestly, people find ways to live in conditions that we cannot even imagine.
Yeah, except those are good people. You know, smart people,
Yeah,
determined people. And I'm just a lazy piece of shit that cannot do fucking anything except that scream at video games on the internet. When shit hits the fan, I'm just gonna fucking starve to death because I'm useless.
I mean, you could all. There's probably gonna be completely easy menial jobs. Like you could freaking clean snow or something throughout the winter, possibly. Yeah. But I don't think. Oh shit! Just looked away for a second and this happens. I don't think we had to worry about that quite as much right now. But I have no basis for thinking that, honestly. I'm just like a believer. Deep down. Patriot. And especially because in terms of the virus, and a lot of people around us seem to be having a much harder time with it. Even America. And
Well, I don't know.
unless it's
I think
vastly
we're not
under.
there yet. Like, we can't end up the same way as Italy.
Yeah.
Because literally no one gives a shit.
Well, I mean, there are at least. I don't know where all the cases are. If there are cases outside of Moscow, or if all the cases were in Moscow. Because, like, travel, surely pretty much everyone arrives to Moscow. I don't know how it works actually. I've never traveled. But here, at least, it seems from unless it's completely misreported, it seems like we do have the facilities needed, we have the measures to contain, and we don't have quite as much like out of hand explosion like in some other places before we could prepare. And now basically people from Russia didn't travel as much, and we had time to prepare, by example of the countries which had more tourists returning. It feels like we just are a bit late on that whole thing, and now we are more prepared than the countries were in at this level of infection. But we are on the lower half, last I checked, on the lower half of the like countries by amount of cases, and especially if you consider our size and population, that's even better. It's gonna be funny if like half of Europe and the USA are just gonna break down because of this, and we're just gonna slightly itch a little bit and otherwise soldier on, and suddenly we come out like on top of everyone after it. But that's just like a funny thing to think about. Probably not gonna happen either. It's like Russians, shoot, have you learned in history all the shit Russians have lived through? Well, not these Russians, these generations, but throughout history. Like, we've endured a lot of shit. I don't know if there's any way that it translates to newer generations, but I feel like there's some sort of spirit which is like, alright, there's total shit's happening, we're gonna suffer through it, but it's possible. And it lives on. And American, like some people, I mean, I have very limited exposure to people, but a lot of the American people that I'm exposed to are just like terrorized, panicked, and it feels like they have no idea. Like, for example, I'm not sure exactly how the virus infection process works, but surely if you don't like touch things that other people have touched with, where the viruses might be on the surfaces, or if no one sneezes on you or whatever, surely the virus is not just floating throughout the air all willy-nilly, or is it? I don't know.
Well, yeah, you have to get in contact with an infected person.
Yeah, or like secondary via touching the same thing or something. But people in America, like, I have people in a Discord server that are raving first about how like there's no cars and nothing, and the air quality is like increasing hilariously. But then they say, oh, there is like no way for us to enjoy the clean air because we have to step outside for that, and ain't no one gonna step outside. And like, dude, if you don't get close enough to people, and if you're careful about touching things in your face, you can absolutely go breathe the fresh air, go into nature, take a walk, anything. But they are too scared to do that. Also, that fish was useless. Yeah. Did I try right side here? There's some sort of graphics there that could be meaning different environment. Let's see. I hope the experience I get between levels also gets counted and carried over via passwords, because you don't get levels that often. And a bunch of this late fish could at least serve for that purpose. Okay, I'm just gonna sprint past and see. Doesn't look like... yeah, probably not gonna be any fish, because I just caught one here. But yeah, I'm mostly, honestly... I'm slightly worried. I'm more worried than I was previously when people asked, like... I thought coronavirus was just not gonna get to Russia for some reason. But I'm also, since then, I've learned that it's not as dangerous as we thought for young people. But yeah, wash hands, obviously. I always wash hands when I come back home.
Yeah, that's kind of like really baffling. Like, people go, oh, you got to wash your hands. Like, you wanna tell me you didn't wash your hands before?
Well,
what the fuck?
Again, it might be like just a cultural thing, because I heard someone, I think, well, I mean, probably American or maybe European, I don't know, English speaking. I heard recently, I think they said that a lot of, like, men specifically often don't just wash hands after going to the toilet. I'm like, what the? Really? So maybe just Americans or someone else, whoever that person was, maybe they're just dumb and they don't do that as much as like we take it for granted. I don't know. I wouldn't want to assume that like all Americans are dumb and hygienic, but cannot completely presume that there are no differences either in culture, just like between us. Okay, that could be a big fish. This be a bus? Okay, it's a bus. Good. And I wash my hands every time I return from outside. Though I might not have, I don't remember if I washed my hands at work after just going for a walk outside without touching anything. Just keeping my hands in my pockets. If I wash my hands returning to the office building after that. I might not have, but I do now, and that's also like the bigger thing than washing hands to me is not touching your face, because there's crazy number of times I just want to touch my face, like all the time. Scratch my nose, or just like something gets in my eye, or help like crack my neck a little bit left and right, and I like push my head. Also don't want to do that nowadays. Well, I mean, closing restaurants and school is reasonable, because just any gathering of people, there is a chance that, I mean, people touch the same things, gonna do that. People are gonna sneeze or something, just release some sort of thing in the air. I also hear like you can fart or something, and also transfer that way, but I don't know. We don't fart in public spaces either. Maybe some other people do. But that's reasonable, because it's probably not like most people who would have gone to those things that are now closed probably wouldn't have been infected or died. But it's a measure that can prevent some of it, so that's good enough. And when you're containing a disease like this, you should try to do everything you can to minimize the spread. And of course, public spaces are going to be the prime place to have it spread. I kind of forget where we were going with this. I guess it was from the thing that like I feel like Russia is less affected for now. I cannot say if we're dealing with it better. Feels like we're doing barely anything. But apparently we have all the like hospitals set up and available for the amount of people that could realistically get infected in near 2 weeks or so, I heard. And those like lung ventilation machines that, because the virus does some shit to your lungs, and I guess those would help. And have people with fingers on the pulse of everything, and like a lot of news agencies constantly telling us the news and recommendations and all that kind of stuff. But we have not... I think we've closed a bunch of public spaces, right? Didn't we? Didn't they say that they closed like theaters and stuff like that? Basically not shops, but less useful things. I feel like they closed them already, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we're not quite going... I also don't know what's going on with schools. Probably also have vacations now.
I've heard that like school is optional right now.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to come.
Cool. Man, if I was small, I probably wouldn't realize that my parents would be in quite a realistic danger, and I would be just ecstatic. Thank God Chinese like infected the world with this. Now I can skip school for a bit. Honestly,
Well, I don't know. Like in Italy, they have online classes. Like Mike has online classes. But he's not like in school. He's like in a college or something.
Ah.
So
Well,
I
I
don't know
know.
if it's the same for regular school.
I've not been
And
keeping
I don't know
up.
if it's the same for us.
I've not been keeping up with how schools are run nowadays. How much technology is involved. They probably give you links for like download ebooks for all the school books and whatnot nowadays. Also, Champion, not much. I'm just catching the same kind of fish in the same place. Talking about now we've shifted from Doom and stuff to coronavirus, I guess. And economics. Mostly coronavirus. Well, just like couple fools sharing our uninformed opinions. which is very old school that way, because back in the day before the internet, everyone was like this, unless you were some sort of magical specialist at something and traveled a lot, or I don't know. But now, people with a normal level of awareness of events and whatnot, because of the internet and what things like that, they feel like they're completely like ignorant and foolish. Man, that's a whole other kind of worms. I've been. I think Hippocat, you are in the Silver Nimbus Discord. I've been talking about like. Actually, I talked about it that one time about the fact that I feel like humans have a lot of emotional responses that are irrational, and instead of people nowadays like to tell people not to have those emotions, we should just say it's fine to have these feelings, but don't act on them before you sit down and think about it real good. Okay, what's that? That's a bigger fish, okay. Fishing in shallow areas in the evening.
Man, fuck Sulfur Nimbus Discord. All these people are fucking crazy.
Well, I don't know. That one time when I was active, a couple days back, it was fun. But a bunch of stuff, like, some people like that usually in those kinds of discords, there's always a bunch of like weird, half semi-role-playing people who are just like, oh, like, I waddle my ear, I swing my tail or some shit.
I mean, I don't mind that,
kisses.
but why the fuck are they doing that in fucking game channel?
Well, that's just lack of moderation. Maybe you should sign up to be a mod. Monster Wad? What's Monster Wad? Doom stuff?
Well, you'd expect that WOD would refer to Doom.
Well, isn't
Though I
there...
think Half-Life 1 also had WOD files.
Yeah, exactly. There's some other WOD format that wasn't compatible in some other game back in the day. And I almost considered downloading that Isabel companion mod. When I saw the video today, I could play Doom with her a little bit. Okay, big fish, unique place, let's see.
I am more likely to get banned there. Because everyone is like super happy, cheerful, kind of person, like extroverted, chatty. And I'm just the guy who never says anything and only posts like some small shit about the game.
Well, you put fools in their place about speedruns now and again.
Well, not really. There is that Beethoven guy that talks a lot. He fucking haven't done anything yet, but he talks so much, it's just kinda annoying. And I feel like people are gonna, like, consider his opinion. Like, if he submits some shitty run that I would disagree with, like, people would probably be on his side because he's just talking so much.
Yeah, probably.
And
fish.
none of these people have, like, any speedrun background. So, man, I don't know. I feel like this can go very poorly when he actually starts doing the runs. But
Well,
I guess we'll see.
Maybe you should do like tutorials for runs and like some research about the route and more runs and whatnot. Maybe a couple different categories.
Hey, Daniel. That's right.
Yes, hello Daniel, yes.
Android's gonna stream it.
Yeah, starting tomorrow, hopefully it's gonna download before I go to sleep. Tomorrow after work. So... yeah. But it's probably gonna be slightly different stream type because I am gonna take my sweet time with the game. I'm gonna slowly learn how to play, hopefully on Nightmare, and I will just look around all the empty levels for secrets, if that's still a thing you can do even. I mean, there's probably definitely gonna be secrets still, but I don't know if they're like gonna let me clear out the level completely and then just run around it looking for every secret like traditional style. I'm gonna talk a bit less and read chat a bit less. Probably gonna be, yeah, stalking less. Especially if things are gonna happen. Gonna take it more seriously than when I played, say, Dark Souls 3, for example. Okay, that was fast. I appreciate it. Please be of meaningful weight.
Talking about speedruns and categories, I kind of wanna.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a fat one.
Ooh. That might be my new record after this weigh-in is done. Holy
So
shit.
yeah, talking about categories, I kind of want to share the bullshit that's going on with No One Lives Forever. So
Go
there is
ahead.
this guy, GT, and he likes new categories. He did glitchless already, and now he wants to do like all intelligence, which is like collectibles, pretty much all collectibles. Except we are just sitting here and fucking arguing about what exactly counts as a collectible and like what the rules should be for the run. Because you got this counter like in every level, and you can get like this counter like maxed out. I got like 15 out of 15 collectible items, except that there is also a gallery for these items, and not all of those go into that gallery.
Hmm.
And also there are some alternative spawns that are different, so you can get like 15 out of 15, but there can also be like one more or one extra one that can spawn if you replay the level, and it will go into the collectible gallery. So we're just fucking sitting here and trying to determine what the category should be. And so far the idea is that you get everything that gets recorded into the gallery, but only while playing the level once, so you don't have to reload the level to get the alternative fucking things.
Yeah, purely
And
if
now we
you...
find out that like some shit doesn't count when it should. Like some shit can just like completely disappear in the level and just not spawn at all. And we're just kind of fucking trying to figure out how would you even make formal rules for this shit. It's total fucking nightmare.
Maybe you could just like make a solid list of everything and like arbitrarily include or exclude some things that are not always there or have a chance of disappearing or some shit. And just have an arbitrary list of things that I guess it would be difficult to settle on. Yeah. Also, last time here, before this catching this fish, or, you know, starting, to check the totals, and now I'm no longer first because I'm still at 80 something, and there are guys with like 95. That's the reason why I always feel inadequate about. Then again, technically, this, I think if you fail on this lake, you restart from this lake. Like, there is some weird restarting points in this game. I think the first two lakes is one group and the second two lakes are the other group. And you fail in them, you restart from the beginning of the group. So, if I were to fail in the second lake, I would go back to the first. But now, after the second is like a checkpoint, basically. And technically, even if I just spend all this time and I fail the final way down, I don't get enough fish kilograms there to get sent to final lake. At least technically it should give my stats, and when I try again I will be able to catch this fish quicker. Fuck off! Glitching out, man. And so I would have more of a chance. But I'm not sure that's my limiting factor. as much as there's just like, I guess there would be more time, and more time would mean more chance to get the biggest kinds of fish. But it's not like fish isn't noticing me, or I don't think the catching process takes that long that it just like goes through the whole time. Ooh. Then again, it might be. I'm kind of still unsure how much time passes during this particular phase.
Hey, Luis.
Ah, yes, hello. Stuck again? Okay, now it jumps. Jumping is good for these situations. Just literally teleports to the side. What the fuck is up with my line pressure? I wish you could upgrade, like one of the stats was just literally upgrading how strong your line is, because it's way fragile right now. But I guess that's the difficulty curve. You need to make it be harder and harder, get harder and harder as the game goes. Yeah. And I guess the fish putting in all that effort, even though it's not really pulling me that far, that keeps the tension from dropping as fast as it could. Come on, 3. I could lift it with, like, I could smash it with an oar. Or have a harpoon, or I guess you have to technically leave them, let them out after the weigh-in. And actually, I'm not sure if you let them back after the weigh-in, because surely after that long they would all die. And again, maybe not, because you keep them like in a box of some sort. And if you catch if you catch a small one in the beginning, and by the end of the day it's out of your 5 maximum, you let it out and it's supposed to be alive still, and the weigh-in doesn't seem like it would be a very long process, so maybe the fish are all let back afterwards, so you cannot really catch them with like spears and shit. Man, dude, it's in the yellow. How could it be still resisting? I really need this fish to be like 25 to get back on top. Ah! No, no, no. Cheating, but you know, if I wasn't cheating, I would have absolutely no chance here, and I would have to literally replay the same lake like 10 times to get the stats, to get enough luck. You better be worth it, man. I won like 0.2 out of that, that's sad. But I level up. And no increased stats again, just level. Shit. What's the time? Ooh, okay. I am not risking another... I probably shouldn't be risking, it's in the reds. I'm gonna save on some of one of these, like the foggy state. There was a big fish there, but I'm gonna return. Let's see, do they do weigh-in or not? I don't think they do weigh-in at this stage. Oh no, it says prepare to weigh-in. Maybe you need to be like in the 10 to get to the next day. Yes, yes, yes. Speed, speed, speed. Oof, I'm nervous. I'm not that good in terms of my overall ranking. Look at the size of that ass. Well, not after this, Luis, but tomorrow. On my lowest one is 17 though. That's not really true to the actual weights that I got. Not bad. And they are all like 91. And since all my fish seem to be actually more than they were, maybe there's a chance that there's gonna be enough weight added to my estimate that I'm gonna beat them. Let's see. Dramatic calculator. Fuck. Well, not that far below the rest of them. Third place, I'll take it. Fuck it. So the first round. I didn't actually read. Let me see. There should be rules. I'm gonna save here. They might tell me the rules here again. Welcome to the world of pro bass fishing. The goal is to place in the top 10 based on best of 3 rounds and qualify to be in the super bass champ. Okay, top 10. I guess they probably make it so lax because there's 3 rounds. Bad wind, but good weather. Alright, well, next time, wherever the hell I get back to fishing, I'm gonna have to remember the safe state. Ooh, that's interesting. There's a built-in combined lily pad reeds here. I'm just gonna take a look at the area and then we'll stop for today. Kind of neatly fit into the typical 4-hour length, or 3-hour, I guess. Yeah, I forgot. We're doing 3 hours now. Doom, though, I'm gonna be playing Doom off schedule and for weird lengths. Let me just say that much. That's gonna be another difference. I might play it on weekdays. If we get work from home, I'm just gonna play it every fucking day. Okay, giant pile of mud, whatever the hell this is. Oh, there's some crevasse here. There's some crack. Super deep. Could be interesting stuff here. Doesn't seem to be any trees anymore. This place is the bigger part, clearly, though. Ah, no, there's a patch of trees here. Cool. And this is around the start, right? Yes. And just trees, okay. Well, good enough for me. Alright. It was fun, even though my throat is kind of hurting again. But, you know what? That was probably a good idea, because might be a bit of a workout, like warm-up before tomorrow. Tomorrow when I go into Doom, I'm gonna be in a better, slightly better condition, hopefully, for this. And now I'm aware, I'm gonna buy a full thing of holes for tomorrow, just in case. After work, I'm gonna go into the shop and do that. But yeah, alright, it was fun. Thank you all for joining in, talking. I'm happy that I had things to talk about throughout the whole time, because that was my biggest worry with the fishing streams, that I really need to be talking about something, because otherwise it's really boring. Nothing's happening in the game. And until tomorrow, till Doom Eternal, as soon as I get from work, I'm putting that bitch on download. And as soon as it downloads, provided I've had my dinner, I'm just gonna start. We're gonna figure out the performance and everything in real time. But yeah, for now, goodbye. There we go. My mouse off the thing. Goodbye.
Goodbye.